Hi everyone, it is learning session number 7, and I'm going to go sort of outside of the curriculum today and do a brief video on, those are the puppies, on, they might want to be in the video, brief video on the topic of love, because I think then we can also talk about hate, and I think there's a lot of geopolitics and struggle within, I hope, between what we might want to call love and hate. I'm going to release the hounds. Okay, I hope that you all took a deep breath and fully aligned your chakras while I was gone. Did you do that? That's a joke. Okay, so the reason I want to address this topic is because I was going to talk about Satan as a metaphor or a label, because we're looking for answers right now as to where to point the finger. You know, the bad guys. And that's a very good thing, as long as while this process, which has been in prophecies called a cleansing or a purification, as long as you are including yourself, okay? Because what you will find is a lot of different opinions. So someone will say to you, well, you know, it could be the Archons, it could be Satan, it could be the Anunnaki, it could be a bunch of twisted, regular human beings who went too far with what? What do all of these negative symbols, what are they representing? That's the more important thing. So I think if you look within yourself and you ask yourself, how am I going to distinguish between who's telling the truth and who isn't? Who's going to lead me into the new paradigm or paradise or whatever your metaphor is for something a lot of people don't even believe in. People don't even believe that there could be such a thing as a world without war or a world without suffering. But the truth is, the reason that we're talking about all this is because we're just about on the brink of that. But what you need to do is you need to ask yourself, if you're carrying any qualities like greed, hate, avarice, deception, if you are participating energetically, because another way to look at this is to say, if you watch my harmonic resonance video, that we have the ability consciously or subconsciously to be pulling these things out of the astral and out of energetic realms ourselves. Now, I believe that some humans got a hold of some very high teachings and they use them for some very nefarious purposes. And I would advise you, I'm afraid, and I've got my nagging mom voice on. Has anyone picked up on that yet? That you check your own self and see if you are using any high teachings for a purpose other than the highest purpose. And because I believe that the stream has been muddied, and I also believe that we are in the time of the filter, which is at the end of the stream, and certain things are just getting filtered out. And I'm so off topic, it's not even funny, is it? So love, what is it? Well, there we go. Everyone's got their own opinion. I asked someone and they to give it to me in 5 sentences or less, and they sang me a rock song. Love is like a case of anthrax. I don't want any, no thanks. So there's that all the way to nut balls like myself, who believe that love is the answer to every question. I'm not even certain that the very accepted point of view, and a lot of people's belief, is that love was part of the original purpose of our creation. Unfortunately, I've taken a look at a lot of different pieces of information as to where the heck did we actually come from. Did a benevolent God just go, poof, I think I'm going to make all these things, and I'm making them with love because I love them and I'm merciful? Because we do not have a loving, merciful existence here. That's pretty clear. Not to steer anyone away from God, because that particular thing I think is a good thing. Okay, I believe in God, but in the sense that I have the opportunity to pull positive energy out of the pranic field and make use of it. So I think what I'm saying is that love doesn't actually belong to an original source. It is something that is naturally there that we have the opportunity to develop or not. Love is part of the free will realm that we are living in. I think that I would also say a bunch of other things about love that are going to sound a little whacked out, but maybe not, depending on your source of information. So I think that love was also a great consequence of oppression, and that it is possible that we really did just have a lot of geneticists who wanted to, in a benevolent fashion, witness evolution. I'm not saying that in my mind the intention would have been negative, but more observational, from the point of view of a scientist who is going to observe the experiment, regardless of which way it goes. And it's quite possible that even if there was an original intention on the part of a singular being to bring us here, that certainly we have had influences on this planet and within ourselves that far remove us from the qualities of love. And then of course we have the point of view of love, that it is a romantic affair, that you find one person and you dedicate yourself to them, and you love them and you honor them and you cherish them, and that never works out. And I'm going to tell you why very quickly. That's because you have the ability to love, honor, cherish, and be true to and dedicated to more than one person. So that, I don't really think that is necessarily more than one person at a time, but certainly we have that capacity. And when we change, or when we grow within that love that we are capable of, social constructs knock us down, and we are coming out of that. There's another way to look at love. My mother told me love can move mountains. What was she trying to say? She was trying to say that it is a very strong energetic force, and of course it is. So we can just look at that in an observational way, and we can see that love, as it is now, it's used for a number of purposes to draw you in and to appeal to the fact that we can't really get away from the fact that we want it. I think that one of the major differences between whomever the bad guys might be and whoever the good guys might be, of course, is love, empathy, and compassion. So again, I'm just randomly all over the place today, just for the heck of it. People have been asking me, because I have disclosed that I'm from an Illuminati family, and that my father, in fact, was a reptilian shapeshifter, and really exceptionally uncool. So I wanted to talk about this positive and negative influence, and people sometimes they become suspicious of me even because of my background, and I think that's fair. But the difference between, let's just, from my point of view, as you're going along, because I got this question a couple of times, how can I tell if someone's from the Illuminati or is programmed or comes under the heading of bad guys? It's really easy. They don't have what we have. They do not have love. They do not have empathy. They do not have compassion. Now, it might be difficult for you to notice that, but if you ask these people to go outside of their own personal self-serving agenda, you'll find out very quickly. So this is the influence that we're all under. It's an influence that we've all been under, and I think that in order to decipher Satan, God, angels, good, bad aliens, bad government, good person, bad person, and then who the fuck am I in all this? You can just use love as your all-purpose compass. All right, we are at 12:07, and you all know, at least the 14 people who watch me regularly, that I'm not going to go past 15 minutes. All right, I do love you, and I do appreciate you listening to me. I don't know exactly what you might be getting out of this at this point. Okay, and my next video I will get focused and get back on the School of 5D curriculum. Okay, namaste. I am you, you are me. That's what it means. Now I'ma go.